Welcome to Sports Talk with King Von. Yesterday, Sunday, I did bad, and I'll take it to the chest. I went under 500 on a Sunday slate of football games. I don't know the last time that I've went under 500 on a whole slate of NFL Sunday football games. I deserve a punishment for that one. So go ahead and send your punishment to me today, and I'll get it done at the start of tomorrow's video. Okay, but let's talk about the games I got wrong. The Browns versus the Titans. I picked the Titans, one, because I'm a really big Titans fan, but the real reason we lost today's game, the Titans couldn't find anything on offense. And I really think it's Ryan Tannehill, but I don't think Malik Willis is quite ready yet. A team that is 0-3 that may be looking to tank for Caleb Williams is the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings could trade Kirk Cousins to the Tennessee Titans and help both teams out. We could push for the playoffs, and they could tank for Caleb Williams. Another game is the Colts versus the Ravens. I picked the Ravens because the Colts were missing AR-12. I didn't think Minshew Mania was back, but after watching him today, he is back. He stands so tall in the pocket, he is not afraid of anything. Lions and Falcons. I picked the Falcons, the Lions won. I thought the Falcons were going to be able to run better than they did. I thought that they were going to be able to control the clock, which they weren't. Give a lot of credit to the Lions defense of being able to stop their big run attack from both Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. The Texans versus the Jags. I picked the Jags because I thought the Texans were bad. But after these last 2 weeks, I think the Jags offense isn't as good as what we thought it was. Yes, they did put up 17 points today, but it was versus the Texans defense. They should have picked up way more yards and put up way more points. They only had 9 versus the Chiefs out of that slide. This week they only put up 17 and they gave up 31 to the Texans. It's unexcusable. They need to fix it before either the Colts or the Titans jump them by a big margin. The Chargers versus the Vikings. I picked the Vikings to win because I didn't think Brandon Staley knew how to coach an NFL game. But he didn't really. He lost because of a fluky double bounce off of your hands from TJ Hawkinson at the end of the game. The Chargers should have lost that game. It was not. It was close, but the Vikings were in control for most of the game. The Commies versus the Bills. I thought the Commies were going to win because I thought their defensive line was going to have more of a presence in the game. Give credit to the Bills' offensive line that gave nothing to this defensive line, and Josh Allen had all day to throw, and they decimated Sam Howell and the Commies. Sam Howell needs to learn how to not throw into triple coverage going forward. Cowboys versus Cardinals. I picked the Cowboys to win because they were playing the Cardinals. That's the whole reason I said. But after watching this game, Jonathan Gannon just outcoached Mike McCarthy. And even though they had the best defense in the league that I've been saying the last couple weeks, they looked lost without Trayvon Diggs. Stephon Gilmore is too old and cannot be a number 1 cornerback anymore. He was getting torched by Hollywood Brown. It just looked like they were so out of sync without Trayvon Diggs. It doesn't make sense. He's not the heart of that defense. Micah Parsons is. Why? What's the problem? Okay, but that's enough about yesterday. Let's talk about today. We have 2 games that are being played. First, the Bengals versus the Rams. And what does people not like better than parlays on a Monday? Let's talk about this one. I have Matt Stafford over 23.5 completions, Tutu Atwell over 4.5 receptions, Puka over 5.5 receptions, And I have Joe Mixon over 75 yards with Rams money line. This one, if you put $10 on that, you get 390. I believe in everything. The only thing that I might swap would be the Joe Mixon rushing yards, but since Burrow isn't playing tonight, I think they're gonna have to run the ball more. Puka and Tutu Atwell have not been under their reception props at all this season. They've always hit the over. And I think the Rams are going to pass a lot because their run defense, the Bengals' run defense is good, and they're going to stop Kenrich Williams, which means they're going to pass a lot. That means Matt Stafford gets completions. Okay, let's talk about the other game, though. I don't feel as confident about this parlay as the other one. I feel really confident that this one is whatever. So I think the Eagles are gonna win. And here's the parlay: Hurts anytime touchdown. Chase McLaurin over 1.5 field goals. That's the Tampa Bay kicker. What was that? My bad. Under Rachaad White under 49.5 rushing yards. The Eagles have a really good run defense, and Rachaad White is just bad. And Eagles money line. This one would only, if you have $10 on it, it'll only give you $100. I just don't feel confident in anything else in this game. Alright, but now let's talk about the exciting baseball wild card race that's going on right now. It's so close for the Astros that are only a half a game up on the Mariners. Even though, so you have the Blue Jays and the Rangers that are both 2 games above the Mariners right now. So technically those 2 teams can be jumped by the Mariners, but I believe that it's a 2-horse race now in between the Astros and the Mariners for that last spot in the AL wildcard race. Let's talk about the other wildcard race, the NL. This race is bigger and closer. The safest team in right now is the D-backs at a game and a half. And then you have the Cubs at a game. And then you have the Marlins a game behind looking to catch up. And then you have the Reds that are still in it with 2.5 games back. But they have a series with the Cubs coming up. So if they can win out that series, I think they could be in. Aaron Hernandez is dead. Thank you for watching Sports Talk with King Von.